Joe.
Blackula.
And stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused.
And I'm your host, Dennis Snipe. Subscribe to the FocusTalk TV YouTube channel. Follow at FocusTalk TV on Instagram and Twitter, and join in on the conversation on the FocusTalk TV Facebook page. And in the meantime, remember to stay focused. You're in tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station. 89.3 is WKKC. This is Focus Talk, and I'm your host, Dennis Snipe. Joining me in the studio today is Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Dr. Muhammad, how are you today?
I'm so well, Brother Dennis. Thank you.
Good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Dr. Wesley, I'm going to just jump right in and talk about the recent controversial comments that Kanye West made about slavery and
Yes,
it being a choice.
Yes, sir.
What is your take on that?
Well, Brother Dennis, obviously, slavery was not a choice. Black people were kidnapped and dragged over here, fighting and killing for our freedom every step of the way. There was never a period during the Holocaust of enslavement here that we did not resist slavery. So in that sense, Brother Kanye certainly misspoke. I don't believe that all of or some of the criticism and some of the reaction to his ill-worded comment is necessary. Let me say this. Had Brother Kanye said that slavery is a choice, he would have been correct. By which I mean, in 2018, black people are still slaves. And in 2018, black people are slaves by choice. I'm reminded of a verse in the Quran, Brother Dennis, where Satan, on the day of judgment, Satan is calling to account for his misleading or misguiding the people. And Satan's response is, I had no power over them except that I called and they obeyed me. He said, so the blame is not on me. The blame is on themselves. And that is the reality for black America today. We are slaves by choice today because the white man doesn't have the power over us that he did, except the power of his call to us, and we obey him. And we obey him. We remain subject to him. We remain his lackey. We remain his lapdog. We remain his willing slave. So if Kanye West said black people are slaves today by choice, he would be absolutely correct. Has he worded it? It was wrong. But in closing, I'll say this. However wrong he was in his language, for a radio station in Detroit to mute Kanye West, to not play his music because he has a political ideology is wrong. For my brother Daz to send gangsters to do harm to Kanye because he has a particular political ideology, regardless of how errant we may think it is, that's a level of intellectual and thought policing that I think is very dangerous.
Now, Dr. Wesley, is it possible that Kanye could have misspoke in the fact that he was alluding to something a little more deeper than he was able to articulate?
I'm sure he was. Again, that's why I'm emphasizing the wording of it. Whatever his actual thought process was, the wording of it did come out very clumsy and ill-worded. It gives an impression that is contrary to the facts. But regardless of what he said and what he meant and the congruency or incongruency between what he meant and what he said, we cannot be such thought police that a man can express an artist can express a political idea and radio stations censor him, don't play his music. Hillary Clinton, now I'm going to say this. Hillary Clinton and the Clintons are more abusive to black people, historically, factually, than Donald Trump has had the opportunity to be so far. So if you're going to censor one artist for being pro Donald Trump, you need to censor other artists for being pro Hillary Clinton, because the Clintons have been historically criminal to black people. It is the Clintons who are largely responsible for all of the black men in jail today under mass incarceration, black families broken up. So every artist who spoke positively of that super predator, the Clintons, those are the real super predators, you should censor them if you're going to censor Kanye West. I don't agree with the wording of his statement, but I am more angered by the abusive reaction to his errant statement.
Now, I look at it like this, Dr. Wesley. Are we giving him way too much credit based on who he is? He's not an intellectual. Not to say that he doesn't have a certain amount of intellect, but that's not what we know Kanye West for. We know him for rapping and for music. And so based on that, and then if we look at other musicians who have done different things throughout history, and just to name one who is in the spotlight at this particular point, R. Kelly, and what's going on with him. And there are still radio stations that are playing his music. Now, just recently...
Oh, they are muting R. Kelly. There's a mute R. Kelly movement.
Yes. However, this has been going on for years, and no one has said anything.
But those are fundamentally different. Let's be clear. The mute R. Kelly movement is because or is inspired by allegations of physical abuse.
Okay.
That's very different than muting Kanye West because he expressed an idea that you don't like or disagree with. Those two scenarios should not be conflated or put in the same box. Now, I am not, to your question, how serious should we take a Kanye West? The entertainer, I'm not of the mindset, you're a basketball player, shut up and shoot the ball. You're a rapper, shut up and rap. Because while we may want to restrict them to dunking the ball or spitting bars and shutting off their minds, our children in the rest of the world are listening to their mind. Their articulations influence society, in fact. Kanye's articulation, be it errant or right, it influences society way more than Brother Dennis Snipe or Wesley Muhammad ever could together. So we cannot be dismissive of their intellectualizing, nor should we dare say shut up and rap. But we do need to keep our artists in their proper place. Now, I listened to Brother Kanye's interview with Charlemagne. I saw a mix of things. I saw a matured Kanye. I saw a reflective Kanye. He has intellectual reflections to offer. I also saw a chemicalized Kanye. He admit that he's given these drugs from his stint in the hospital. He's on drugs and he's not taking them. Both of those not taking them according to their prescription, but he's taking them. So I saw a Kanye West on chemical parole, and he's affected. So I saw this struggle between a matured Kanye West, a confused and scared Kanye West, and a chemicalized Kanye West. I saw all of that in our brother. So we put it in its proper perspective. He has the right to intellectualize, but we don't have to go, make his or any artist's intellectualism into holy writ or sacred scripture. We just take it for what it is.
Now, isn't that part of who we are? Because we seem to put more credence into individuals who perform, who act, than we do to individuals who live lives and do things that would affect our daily lives.
No, we are a celebrity culture. And the entertainers, I've said, our rappers in particular, are the gods of the black community. The rappers are the gods of the black community. What do I mean by that? We understand that God is a being of power and force. And there is no element, no demographic in black America that has the power to influence black culture and black life like the rappers. Rappers have a power to shape black culture that the preachers don't have, the academics don't have, the business people don't have. Rappers have that power, and that's a God. So regardless of what our inclinations are, as our sentiment about rappers as a class or any individual rapper, we have to reckon with the fact that they influence black life more than any other element in black America. So we have to deal with them appropriately. And I say in closing, I said they are gods. And if they're gods, only God can make a God. So if they have the status of gods, beings of power and force in the black community, it's because God himself has ordained it. Just like Michael Jackson was the god of pop. Michael Jackson was made a god. God allowed him to be made a god. God made him a god. So we have to recognize our entertainers and our athletes for what they are, value them, and our task, Brother Dennis, is not to condemn or dismiss them, it's to guide them.
So in that entire equation, Dr. Wesley, is there a certain remedy or recipe in order for those individuals to reach that particular status that we can hopefully change so that particular status won't become a detriment to our society, our young people, our lives as we know it?
Yes, good question. So the rappers, we'll stick with the rappers.
Okay.
We're talking about Kanye West. The rappers have been made gods in the black community. So our enemies, the enemies of black people, they recognize that, And so they are using rappers and the power they have to serve their interests. So hip hop has been weaponized against Black America. That's part of understanding the assault against the black man, black manhood, and black masculinity. Hip hop has been weaponized against black people. So the rappers have been conscripted as gods, but they've been drafted by the enemy of black people. And so the music that the hottest rappers are allowed to put out, they come with the biggest budgets, but the message is degenerating to black culture. It's negative. It promotes degenerate black culture and life. And our enemy, that serves our enemy's interest. However, God too has taken an interest in the rappers. And so most of them from the generation, multiple generations, from Public Enemy, from their day to now, 2 Chainz, and even Baby, they all listening to the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. So God and Satan are really fighting for these rappers. The use of these rappers, Satan or the devil or the enemy of black people, have been using the power of these rappers to serve their ends, but God, through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is also using the rappers to counter that influence and to positively impact black life.
Well said, Dr. Wesley. I can't say anything else after that. I appreciate you more than you know for being here and for sharing your thoughts on Kanye's words, and then more so sharing your thoughts and your ideas on the entire hip hop culture and what it is that's going on in our society.
I'm so honored to be
at this
here.
time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We thank you and we welcome you at any time.
Thank you, sir.
You're in tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station, 89.3 WKKC.
You're watching FocusTalk TV
With your host, Dennis Snipe.
Subscribe to the Focus Talk TV YouTube channel. Follow at Focus Talk TV on Instagram and Twitter, and join in on the conversation on the Focus Talk TV Facebook page. And in the meantime, remember to stay focused.
Can't be a highway, then be a trail. If you can't be the sun, then be a star. Because it isn't by size that you win or fail, but be the best at whatever you are. If you can't be a highway, then be a trail. If you can't be the sun, then be a star. Because it isn't by size that you win or fail, but be the best at whatever you are. And stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Joe Blackula.